Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Ondu. I haven't been consistent doing my YouTube videos. I wanna give a lot of reasons, and I feel like that's content as to why I haven't been consistent. And now that I'm thinking about it, it's a lot of things. I really don't think I can put them in one video and that's it. But I'd like to hear stories of everyone who's doing YouTube now or who's been wanting to do YouTube or they've struggled doing it. Maybe they would relate to me because uh, there's knowing you're good at something and you can actually do it so well than many other guys out there, and then there's actually pushing yourself to actually do it. So I have a degree in linguistics, media, and communication, which is interesting. For someone like me, I would say I'm not supposed to be struggling with YouTube because it's essentially media, but it's more than just the shooting the video and uploading it. I have had some kind of love-hate relationship with social media. I remember during the onset of social media, I wouldn't say when, but around the time I started using social media actively, I was in high school. And that time, social media was so good for me. I don't know. It made me somehow feel like I was fitting in. I used to be very active. I had multiple social media accounts. I'd engage. Back then, I was in high school. Then, after I was done with high school, I thought now I'm going to enjoy social media really well. But it's around that time that I started discovering that social media is not all it seems. There's a lot of good things we can say about social media, but social media is depressing. It is just a bunch of information, all kinds of information coming from all corners, and sometimes it gets really overwhelming. It's in a it's on your phone when you're scrolling through social media that you move from uh like sad news to good news to sad news. It just like uh you could be scrolling at one time and then you see something funny, a cat video that just makes you kind of laugh for a moment. Then the next thing you scroll to is the death announcement or some very gory pictures of weird things that make you think and reflect about your life. I have to admit that I really don't think I understand the concept of social media fully. For example, I never feel like I'm talking to anyone in particular when I'm engaging in social media. It's like, and I always see this. For example, someone has died, and then you post a picture of someone who's dead. I don't know how I'm supposed to react to that. Am I supposed to like? Am I supposed to comment? There's a very clear distinction of how I communicate. There are things that I feel I wouldn't share on social media because they wouldn't necessarily be helping me. There's a lot of things I'd be going through that or about life that I'd not like to share at all. Like it just makes no sense. Like the situation at that point does not allow me to share anything. For example, I do not believe I'm the kind of person who would go grieving on social media, posting things. I've often thought that maybe social media is more for activism, you know? Like, is the government doing something wrong? Can we speak about it? Can we try to get people to talk about it enough such that something is done. Mm? Like the current situation we have with insecurity in Nairobi. I feel those are some of the few things that I'd, I'd really talk about on social media because they don't per se touch on my personal life. Thing about social media nowadays is that there's a very thin line between personal life and public life. You don't know whether you're supposed to take your phone to your toilet. You don't know whether you want to show people everything in your surrounding. I don't know if you guys struggle with that. I don't know if anyone else struggles with that, but I kind of do struggle with sharing. And it's not just strangers on social media. Like, I do have family on my social media who interact with me, and I would not necessarily share with them some aspects of my life. And the thing about social media is that you're addressing a broad audience, and you have to know whenever you are addressing a broad audience, uh, who are you talking to? I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. Like, there's a there's a there's some text messages coming in. Who are you talking to exactly on social media? And how does that communication affect you? How does it make you feel? Does someone say something on social media that really annoys you and sticks with you? Is it a silly comment about your face? Someone's like, you have a big nose, get out of our screen. Just for example. Um, and personally, I do not believe I am a troll on social media. I try to keep my nasty comments to myself. No, not unless someone is just being outrightly stupid, and I will try to make a sarcastic comment about it, not outrightly tell them, you're stupid. Because I feel like outrightly saying you're stupid is an insult. And social media is basically that place where we lose feelings with each other, we say nasty things. Sometimes we're just trying to be hurtful. It's not really what we meant to say. And I've also realized that we have created these personas that are particularly not real on social media. People have created personas, and I have met some of my friends and just met random people, and I can tell you for sure that these people are not who they are on social media. Someone sounds so cool, so up to date on social media, keeping up with the times, but then you meet them in person and you realize, these people are just some clueless guys, clueless, completely clueless. But their social media life is the bomb. People are just, the life seems perfect on social media, and I haven't invested that much on my social media because I feel like in the long run, a good number of us are going to lose sight of what is real and what is just social media. A good number of us are losing sight of that. We really have no distinction between living our lives and on social media and in real life. So quite often we want to portray uh, a certain perfect life, and the truth is our lives may not be as perfect as we portray them on social media. And that pressure is what I try to avoid, because I really, really, really try to be as genuine and real as possible. I don't know what I'm faking on this video, but yeah, I really, really try to be as genuine as possible. So, in a world where, in the world we're living in currently, it's almost, it's more almost impossible to dismiss social media. Social media has led to some of the greatest movements in the world, like the Black Matter Lives Matter protest, and I think that was a good thing to create awareness of a problem and let people just outrightly and genuinely discuss certain things that are happening around our world. And as a people, we assess our values and how we want our society to be like. When I thought I'd go on I'd go to no let me just start this somewhere else. When I was joining university, I picked a course that um, was related to the things I wanted to do. As I mentioned earlier, I am a writer. I wanted to pick a course that would enhance my writing skills. And aside from writing, you always have to have a plan B, C, D. You have several things that you can do in one. That they're kind of related. So I thought maybe if I do a course that's related to journalism, I'd be able to kill two birds with one stone. Get to improve my writing skills, gain skills in media and journalism. Which are pretty much related. But it's safe to say now that uh, the university did not prepare me for the current world, for the current age. If anything, I wish during the 4 years I was in university, I pretty much learned about social media, because it does not make sense that long after I have left university and then I'm out here is when I realize, the jobs I want, uh, nowadays they're not given to you just because you've gone to school and you have the qualification. The qualifications currently is how actively are you engaging with people on social media, which I honestly think it's really not fair, because a lot of the people who get to take these jobs, radio presenters, guys on TV and entertainment, these people just get the job because they have numbers. So waste your 4 years in university, come out here, then try to build your numbers for yourself so that you can hopefully get gainful employment. Otherwise, a class 8 dropout who's been actively engaging on social media will easily get that job than you. It's so unfair. So fucking unfair. So fucking unfair. So I've decided to kinda now do YouTube. Like full time. It's the plan A. And it's not like I've not known about YouTube. It's just that it's almost some kind of denial. You tell yourself, I want to be something else, and then you go to school for it, but then you realize in the current world we're in, you didn't necessarily even have to go to school for it. You didn't necessarily have to go to school. Could have just spent that money on buying a phone and a stand with lights, and then you're good to go. So how unfair is it now that with your university education you still have to come out here, you know, and almost play court jester for strangers on the internet, entertain them, then get numbers, then pretend to care, by the way. Pretend to care about every stranger on the internet. Apart from those ones who will be hating, of course. And those ones are just uh, unavoidable. So I've always wondered and asked myself,